You may know that you can use hyperlink, and this will create a hyperlink of any URL you have. And that's pretty cool. But what if you want to have the URL of the spreadsheet itself inside of this hyperlink or inside of any formula at all? There is no sheet URL, there is no this sheet formula, but let's go and create it ourselves so that we can link to this sheet, because we can do some really cool things. Like if we have the URL of the sheet, we could paste it in here, go to the end of it and add copy, and now we can have a link that copies this spreadsheet. But we can also wrap it in a formula like equals hyperlink and then put a label, copy. And now we have a button that says copy, and once we click this, it'll make a copy of this spreadsheet for someone. So that's pretty cool. We just need to get the URL of this sheet. We don't want to have to copy paste the URL every time. So let's go do that. Let's go to extensions AppScript. And even though this is scripting and coding, it's going to be very simple. Once this loads, we have a few things. We have an untitled project. We can type URL up here. We have a function called myFunction. It has a parentheses and then brackets. We need to name this function. We're going to call this sheet in all caps. And inside of this function, we're going to do one thing. We're going to return URL. Well, what is the URL? We're going to call it variable URL equals capital S spreadsheet app with a capital A as well, dot get active spreadsheet, add the two parentheses, dot get URL. Command S, or there's a button here called Save Project to Drive. Now, we need to use this inside of our sheet. So we need to do one extra thing that will allow it to basically autocomplete as if it were a native spreadsheet. So we're going to do slash and then two asterisks, and we're going to write at custom function. That's all. Now we're going to click save again. And now let's go back to our sheet, and anywhere we want to type this sheet, there it is. And let's see if it works. It's going to load, and there it is. That is the URL of the spreadsheet. But one weird thing is it has edit at the end, which we want to be able to use this sort of without that edit. So let's do one more thing. So we're going to go back to our code and add one thing to our return URL, and we're going to say dot replace. And here in quotes, we're going to put in edit and then a comma after the quote, and we're going to replace it with nothing. So that's just two single quotes here. So we're saying, hey, in this URL, take the word edit and replace it with literally nothing. So Command S, save, and let's go back and get this sheet again. And there we go. We have our blank URL. So we can add things to it like ampersand copy, or rather concat together this and the word copy. There we go. So we've added now copy to the end of the URL. Can click it and see it works totally fine. We can wrap this with hyperlink and put a label, copy this sheet. Pretty cool, right? We now have the URL of this sheet. So now if we actually made a copy of this sheet, this particular URL would change with this copy. That's pretty cool, I think. I think this is a really fun way to get the URL inside of your Google Sheet with a little bit of AppScript. You're watching Better Sheets here on YouTube. Make sure you check out this video or this video and subscribe right now to get more tips, tricks, how-tos, get more out of your Google Sheets than you ever have before. I'm excited to be making a ton more videos here. Ask me questions down in the comments and I will answer them in future videos. But for right now, right here, one of these videos is going to be your next Google Sheet.